What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games B.S, part of Den Media Group, presented by MFTKFoundation.com. So, Monday, Manic Monday, a lot of craziness going on in the world. Just trying to bring the good, the bad, and the BS to the sports world, and just give people opportunity to be able to verbalize and vocalize their opinions about sports and whatever else is going on crazy in the world. So we'll start our show off with this Monday evening show off with the same way we start every show off with the good old word of prayer.
You already know what time it is, dog. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God. God is great. All the time. All the time. Nobody wanna thank you, God. Thank you, God.
Yeah, Andre got us in the evening, man. I need to know, like, because this I hate February with YouTube. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, February, it's just, I guess that's when everybody changes their algorithm. Like, why? I don't know why, but it just seems like February just isn't a great month for us here. But you know, hey. Yeah, definitely haven't had as many shows, and it is almost over. And it's our month, but it doesn't help. Like, none of that shit. Just anyways, man. Damn, we didn't do it. Just forgot to quit. Like, go ahead and start the prayer. We did the prayer. Shit. I'm tired as hell. That's the other thing too, man. I'm so tired. I'm supposed to be in Indianapolis right now, but I said fuck the combine, man. No, I'm tired, man. Like, I did, you know what I did on Saturday? Saturday I took so I got the edibles that are 25 a square. Excuse me, it's 100 a square. No, it's 100 was not grams, not kilograms. What is this shit? MGs, 100 milligrams.
Okay.
For the square, but it's in fours. So I took half of that.
Nice.
And literally didn't wake up.
You gotta let me know your bug.
Like that, he ain't been in here. Bud.
Really? You got that?
Man, Bud is the man. Like, I had to ask Bud if there's an expiration date on this stuff, though. Clearly it's not. Clearly it's not. Not on gummies. They either get more potent or I don't know how it works, but that shit had me. I think I took it at 9, maybe 10 o'clock. I'll give it 10 o'clock. I'm not 1,000% sure. All I know is I didn't wake up. Well, I did. I woke up for a half a bit of piece to make sure Kai put on clothes so that he could go to his team party. Then I went right back to sleep. I don't remember Miss Renee taking him and leaving. Don't remember anybody telling me. They probably wouldn't have told me anyway. And I know Trey was safe because he was with his homie Logan. And yeah, so I was on the whole kite.
They never work on me. They say some people it just doesn't work for them.
I think it just depends on how high your tolerance is.
Yeah.
And if you consistently do it. I don't consistently do it. It's never something like, I'm not an everyday guy. I'm literally, this helps put me to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, just I mean, I was out of there. Here, like, just do not cook. Like, it was amazing. Like, it was great. I mean, I haven't slept that long in quite some time. It made me just think about like things that I've done in the past that I may end up doing. And I was talking about a guy, one of my friends on social media, and they were like, "Does anybody just go on solo trips?" It just made me think, like, man, me at that last time I went to the DR, that resort that I stayed at, and just taking 3 gummies. It just not 3 at the same time, but just like just boom, just like take one when I get there. You know, just get fruit, random food, send up to the room, and just vibe out, man. Just let your brain disconnect. And after this 7-on-7 shit and all the other different things that I've gone through, I feel like I really want to do that. It's been a hell of a year.
Where you trying to go?
I don't know. Like I don't want to go to DR no more. I want to go to. You said where?
Orleans.
I don't want to go to America.
Actually, that's a trip for us.
I actually do like New Orleans. Believe it or not, though, I'm dead serious. Like, the problem with American exceptionalism is not realizing that for the same price that you can go to New Orleans for like 3 days, you can go out of the country for a week.
Really?
Yeah, like the most expensive thing, like it's the same fucking plane flight, damn near.
Oh, right.
And then the hotels are more expensive.
Puerto Rico.
Well, yeah, now Puerto Rico's America.
Yeah,
you sound like the white people with Turning Point that think that I'm going to go out of the country. I'm going to go to Puerto Rico.
But I'm just saying, this cheap. Those places are cheap. I'm trying to think like if you're going.
I can't go to Mexico. Like, I ain't going to Europe. No, I'm not going to. No, I'm going to Europe. Can't go to Mexico anymore. Man, they just killed the 4-5 is active now.
Oh, really?
Man, they killed one of the heads of the cartel.
Hell no, I ain't going to.
And now they going to snatching cats out of airports and resorts.
Yeah, now I ain't gonna fly. That's crazy.
I wasn't gonna fly because originally they were talking about getting rid of TSA. Whoa. TSA pre and global entry. And like, what's the point of me paying the extra money if I gotta pay for shit?
Take away my rights and make me feel safe. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, this is it's a lot. They're doing too much. But let's go and talk about what we're gonna talk about for the show. Is Jada's birthday, so Jada's kicking it with his family. I thought I just saw it. No, you put it up there. Let me go. I was gonna update it, but then I was just chilling, just I just decided to just say fuck it. You get tired. Going through a lot. 26 has been crazy. It's been crazy opportunities, crazy, just craziness. But we're just gonna talk about MFTK, MFTK segment, NCAA, USC having some wild stuff. Joey Aguilar, Signetti being the highest coach, Mendoza. We'll talk the NFL. We'll talk draft comparisons. Guys got to protect your mentals and your mentals and your chickens. Is what my guy said a long time ago. What are they trying to do? Tush push. Mendoza at the combine. Big Games B.S. are busting, and Winter Olympics talking all kinds of stuff. So short show, but we'll see how it goes as we move along, steadily move along. But starting it off with a MFTK update. A guy that I love as a Knoll, did not care for it too much as a Jag because he was only called to do one thing. That was return punts. And he didn't do that very well. And we used to call him is Rashad Green, but I used to call him Rashard. Rashard, I call you your name when you do stuff the right way. But what Rashad Green is doing now is parlaying that career away from football into giving service back to the community. And Rashad Green, who owns some daycares in the Tallahassee area, has signed on to be the wide receivers coach for the Lincoln Trojans. So Kudos to them for getting better as a staff. They have some talent over there, some really good guys, some good ball players. One of them is they got a good wide receiver over there whose brother just graduated this past year. And he graduates, he'll be a 27 guy by the name of Taylor Jacobs. I mean Taylor Jacobs, baby boy. I don't know what Taylor Jacobs' real name is. The baby boy name is. Uh, so should be good, hopefully, Lincoln will be pretty good. I got some kids over there that I like. Guy like him kind of could remind me of how Kez McCory came back and was doing a lot in the community once his NFL career was done. Kez came over and taught a substitute taught. I don't know if I said that the right way, at Florida High, and then started getting into the performance training and started coaching high school ball. And Kez was one of those guys that was really, really good on the 93 national championship team, got drafted by Detroit, played a few years in the NFL. Has been very, very instrumental in creating really, really good wide receivers and just does a lot of good stuff with FCA over there. So Rashad Green could go on a similar trajectory, similar path. You did everything that you needed to do. Now it's about blessing that next generation and making sure that they, that they rise up to another level. The next thing, before we get into this, did you know T.I. dropped the diss record on 50 Cent?
What? Why?
Yeah, him and 50 been going at it, yeah, I guess they were supposed to do a versus, and then 50 backed out of the verses.
Wow.
And then T.I. talked about it, and then 50 put up a picture of, when people say black men don't love black women, I just need them to realize that maybe it's just not in the same manner as everybody else. Because nobody loves, now he's cheated on her numerous times, but nobody loves Tiny more than T.I. Nobody wants Tiny. Like, to quote a prophet that was ahead of his time. They wasn't even really ugly at that point. They was mid. They could sing. They had a song, just kicking. You know what I'm saying? They was just roundaway girls. But the poet philosopher Christopher Wallace once prosed that I'd fuck RuPaul before I fuck them ugly ass escape bitches. And now that we know that Biggie says a lot of outside the box things, but Biggie, he said it himself. Like, it's different what happens when you eliminate the disses that people could give to you, it makes you stronger. It fortifies your position. He said, heartthrob never, black and ugly as ever, however. So he knew he was black and ugly. But T.I. dropped, but then T.I. comes out. I mean, he puts the picture of Tiny out there. We know Tiny's not just a little hard on the eyes. And then his son, who looks like a combination of Tiny and the wild child from the Mighty Thornberries, King, his son King. Yeah. He put a picture. King talked about 50's dead mama, and then 50 put the Kermit the Frog meme, saying that's kind of what he looked like, this frog meme, and it was just like they're going back and forth. Yeah, man. King is the one who almost. Not luck. I don't even know how to properly say this, but King tried Fulio.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And the only thing that saved him from Fulio was fate intervening on Fulio, because these Jacksonville rappers are not who I'm not gonna beef with, but we'll have to maybe find a song. I'm curious to know, because T.I. that new one just sounded like old T.I. You ever heard it?
No, I haven't.
It's been you probably heard, once you hear it, it's been in a lot of people's videos and highlight films.
Okay.
So like T.I., that's how you know you got something, you got some heat right now. But we'll get into that a little bit later. But shout out to Rashad Green. Shout out to my guy Juice Dixon, whose tweet we used to be able to do that. I gotta mess with him. See if he gonna be up in Atlanta this weekend. Bring me some Hellstar gear because he's with Hellstar, one of the Florida teams. But USC has a little dilemma. One of the things that you kind of got to pick and choose your battles. Jacoby Lane, wide receiver for USC. Really good, really explosive player. A kid came into their locker room on a visit. A 3-star. Oh, you can't be a 3-star and do stuff like this. But Brawley Mechanical I don't know, man. Can we put this is where Jaden is needed. Jaden can read this and give you the proper pronunciation, but it's one of those no, he might not even be one of them. What flag is that? That's the hospital flag. In his profile. But he's got offers from quite a few schools, but this right here will make people not want to be around you because one of the things you cannot do in the locker room is lie. I mean, it's steal. He said, this kid stole my cleats and a bunch of stuff from the SC locker room. All y'all kids out there just know this is simply unacceptable. And he did the foolish thing of posting it.
Yeah, that's the craziest part.
He got the shorts, the shirt, 3 pairs of cleats, a whole bunch of gloves, towels. I've seen, yeah, this is where you just don't like now, even if you did, because a lot of I've learned some game though, but I don't think it was done. It wouldn't be done like this on the college side because most of the time these kids be begging college athletes for gear, and college athletes probably wouldn't be the ones to go, okay, all right, we got to find a song. Somebody said tip snap. Oh, we'll mute it. I don't mind muting it. But the kids, they trade gloves and they trade cleats and they like, it's like I don't know how you exchange or what's worth what, but it's kind of funny when you think about it because we say these kids are lost, right? But nobody understands the bartering system more than kids. They're bartering everything. There's a special book bag that everybody like now. And it has like a little tag on it. And Trey was telling me, Trey was slanging cookies and shit and getting these tags. And like, if you get 3 or 4 of them, it's like a spray paint backpack or something like that. That's what they got. Okay. Oh, okay. But apparently the spray ground, there's a tag or something on it that you can trade. If you get like 4 of the tags, you get a free book bag. Or certain gold tags are worth more than other ones. And just like the cards, they do all they trade all of this shit. And it's crazy. But because there was a kid who got into a situation like that with our team. Parents accused the kid of stealing. And maybe the kid did it, maybe he didn't. But I told him, stop bringing all this shit on here to trade. There is no more trading with MFTK. But when did we show him the bounty that this young man apparently had? Yeah. Because just regardless of if he was stealing or not, everybody's going to believe it.
I mean, if you're a 3-star, you're going to go to the school that plays. You're going to get all these. Not even, what's the point? Just because it says USC, you can buy that, bro.
Yeah, man. I think he bad. You don't want that stank on you, man.
If you go and steal it, you need to do like who was it? Shador, who got his big chain and make it go for the gusto, brother. So you're so short. Cleats aren't even clean. They're nasty. Like practice. Clear. You really want some?
I mean, nah, I don't. I mean, some of those cleats are probably lightly used. I don't want the dirty ass towel.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I want yeah. The gloves, I mean, you never know. Like sometimes these kids sometimes people just steal stuff. Doesn't make any sense of why you stole it. But like, you know, they just stole stuff. And if I'm not going to USC or
Right.
USC doesn't really want me, why do I want to wear their gloves so bad? That's the only thing that I don't get. Like, I would be so, if I was playing right and I hadn't played at Florida State, right? I would only wear two colleges' gloves, right? That'd be FAMU and the University of Miami. Well, and probably not even Miami. I would wear Miami if I played JV because our JV uniforms are Adidas. I'd wear FAMU because I like the Nike consistency. So, like, yeah. But yeah, so, but, you know, hey, you can't get caught stealing shit. It's not good. Cut your hands off. It's what they did in the old days when things were great. Joey Aguilar, Tennessee quarterback. More guys who are just incapable of moving on. Quarterback Joey Aguilar's request for preliminary injunction, giving him another season of eligibility, was denied in court Friday. All kinds of different reports going on with On3. The young man, he will be ineligible for the 2026 season. The judge ruled the young man threw for 3,500 yards, 24 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. In 2025, he was part of a class action lawsuit with the Vanderbilt quarterback, but he later pulled out and decided to file his own suit against the NCAA earlier this month. He was previously granted a temporary restraining order on February 4th. He argued his years playing at a JUCO level should not count toward his eligibility clock. The 24-year-old quarterback has spent 7 years in college football, but only 3 seasons at NCAA member schools. The NCAA allows players to compete for 4 seasons within 5 years, and it counts JUCO seasons towards the total time period, and even though junior colleges are not a part of the NCAA. In the previous temporary restraining order, he cited that Aguilar demonstrated a likelihood of success on the merits his claims likely the Tennessee Trade Practices Act. The court also saw that Aguilar would suffer immediate and irreparable harm if the order was not issued. Aguilar argued he needed to know immediately if he was able to play the 2026 season. Friday's ruling dissolved the temporary restraining order. The plaintiff has not produce evidence to demonstrate an effect on the public other than some figures from a decade-old report regarding how much revenue and jobs the University of Tennessee football team brings to the Tennessee and the Knoxville community. Basically saying he doesn't give a shit about none of that. For example, the uncertainty regarding the NCAA's eligibility rules may cause confusion for consumers of the NCAA football media, which may in turn negatively impact the consumer and the public interest, blah, 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 blah. Basically, he's saying get a job. UT would love to have him back, but UT needs to know if he's eligible. And that's what his coach says. Basically, you know, they have a 48 window. Rather than the 5 days, they're going to continue to push and push and push. This is his college tenure. His freshman year, he redshirted at City College of San Francisco. And COVID-19 canceled the 2020 season. He played 21 and 22 at Diablo Valley. Then he went to App State in 23. He spent 2 seasons playing for the Mountaineers before transferring to UCLA in 24. He eventually transferred to Tennessee. Basically, Tennessee and UCLA traded quarterbacks because they got Nico Amanamapia or whatever. And, you know, he went over there, and it's just about time, man. Get your job, dog. Yeah, this is where it gets bad and people start picking on the whole process. And it's just, yeah, man, it's they need to get that fixed. Right now, Kurt Signetti is the highest paid college football coach going into the 2026 season. He is at $13.2 million, $200,000 more than Kirby Smart, $200,000 more than Lane Kiffin, who has won absolutely nothing. Ryan Day comes in at 12.5. Dabo Sweeney at 11.5. Dan Lanning at 11. Lincoln Riley at 11. Mike Elko at 11. Prime Time at 10.8. The same amount of money as Steve Sarkisian. People can say like they hate on Deion all they want, but man, imagine making $10.8 million and you haven't really done anything.
That first year was lit, though.
I mean, it's lit, but they were like 4-8. Yeah. Then they won 10 games. I think it was 10. No, they won 9 games. And then, like, you know, hey, listen, make your bread, brother. I mean, this is where I don't care. Kirby's the only guy who's been where he's like started, right? Wait, my bad. Ryan, Kirby Smart, Ryan Day, Dabo Sweeney are the only ones where I'm just like, all right, man. Y'all stuck it out, y'all earned it. Signetti left and climbed the charts. Kiffin left a team that was going to the damn playoff, almost went to the championship. Dan Lanning, you know what? I can't hate on Dan Lanning. Dan Lanning did the same thing. Dan Lanning left for being a coordinator and took a job. Lincoln Riley basically left Oklahoma with his quarterback to go to USC. Mike Elko left Duke. Prime said God told him to go to a HBCU, and then God told him to leave. And Sark, I just don't care for Sark. But yeah, so that's wild. Mendoza, this is crazy though, and disrespectful. Mendoza says his college football team, he put his top 4 all-time college football teams. 2019 LSU, 2001 Miami, 2020 Alabama, 2025 Indiana. I don't see that. I give him props for going undefeated, but like,
I think he was even born in 2001.
Nah, it probably wasn't. That means somebody told him. Like, but then again, like somebody could have told you about 99 FSU going being the first, and I believe the only team to go wire to wire number 1. Like they didn't lose a game. They started off the season as number 1, ended the season as number 1. Very impressive. A team full of NFL prospects, that guys that went on and played. Same thing as the 2013 team. A lot going on. But yeah, that list is just screams of my uncles told me that this was this is what I should say. Getting into the NFL, causing an uproar, and shows that they pay attention to what I do. Leon Cohen took my whole breakdown of what he needed Trevor Lawrence to do, word for word, bar for bar. I decided to skip the NFL Combine, and so does Leon Cohen and James Gladstone. They decide that they're not only going to skip the NFL Combine, they are going to forego any top 30 visits. So a top 30 visit means like these are the top 30 prospects that you have on your draft board. You want to bring them in, interview them, ask more questions, get to know about them personally. A lot of things that have really little to do with football. And really, to be honest with you, in the combine, a lot of the stuff has very little to do with playing football. What I mean by that is you don't have anything. You throw the ball in your t-shirt and your shots. But they're not breaking down. You don't know how they respond to pressure. That's what you watch game film for. You don't understand the systems. You can kind of you can kind of ask them some questions about football, but you can ask those questions anywhere. And all the interviews that they do with teams are videotaped and sent for everybody to pick apart. So they can watch these drills from home, just like everybody else. They can break down the interviews from home, just like anybody else. What the NFL Combine started off as was a one-stop shop for everybody to get consistent medical information. So you get a consistent height, consistent weight. Every year somebody's medical team goes in and they do all of the tests for the players. So everybody can see right there what kind of injuries, what are the different things that people feel like they may have or may not have. So there's a lot of stuff that kind of gets simplified in that one place. But it's really more of a big marketing place. Like that's really what it's about. You don't go to the combine to meet and kind of hobnob with agents to get the goods on potential free agents, because tampering is about to start here. I believe next weekend. So that's really what the whole get up is about, the NFL Combine. And what they don't want to do is they want to just stick with what they want the video to tell what they believe. And then their own research. So if they find out that a person's a psychopath, they want to know that they're a psychopath from their own research without them coming in and being wooed by a psychopath. Yeah, there's other people there. Make the young boys work. He's like, man, I earned my keep. Definitely looks like he's 12. 2026 draft comp, some of the things that we have out here. This is just disrespectful. Fernando Mendoza reminds them of Joe Burrow. Okay, let me ask you this. How long is Joe Burrow? 2019, right? Okay. Joe Burrow's got his new contract, right? Got his money. Right. Joe Burrow's been to one Super Bowl. Lost it. Outside of that, what exactly has Joe Burrow done? He's got two of the best wide receivers in the league.
That's true. I will give you that. But between the three of them, they've never really played all together.
He gets hurt a lot. That's what I'm just saying. So, like, a lot of this stuff with Joe Burrow, all right, well, cool. I don't know if I want that comparison, but
Joe cool.
Yeah, Ty Simpson, Mac Jones. I damn sure don't want that comparison. I like Mac, but damn, Jeremiah Love gets a good one. Cardinal Tate. Okay. I want to be a St. Brown. I'm not mad at that. Some of these comparisons are just interesting.
It's easy to say, but the NFL comparison far out. People, do we think Mendoza's going to have a Burrow?
No, I don't. I think if anything, Mendoza is just one of those guys that you just like.
Right.
You know, he's a good, hardworking kid. You know, he looks like the dad from Modern Family. He looks like he's probably going to like just sell real estate or just do something and just be really, really solid.
Do you think anyone on the left side of the list has the ability to overtake someone on the right side?
I think Ty Simpson has the ability to be better than Mac Jones, but that's not saying a lot. And don't get me wrong, I'm a Mac Jones fan here. Like, shout out to Duval. But like, Mac was terrible in New England and it has been a career backup since.
He held it down for the 49ers.
Yeah, he did. He's never had to be asked to do anything. But that's not what you want to be compared to if you're coming out of college. I want to be a solid backup quarterback. Like, there's only one quarterback that can play. Nobody wants to be. You know what? That's what I'm going to work my whole life. It's not a bad job description. Like, you can make a lot of money holding the clipboard in the NFL.
That's a smart man. Josh McCown.
Jeremiah Love does have the Man, I don't know, but I like Gibbs.
Yeah, that's what I.
Yeah, that's a
It's
tough one.
but they're at least the physical potential.
And then the defensive side, I don't even want to get into what some of these comparisons are. Like one of the guys, Tyson. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Keldrick Falk, Carlos Dunlap. Okay, maybe. Jannard McCoy, Tyson Campbell. Yeah, I don't.
For him, is that defensive end.
Is he short and stocky?
He's the one. 6'2", 255. So he got size. Same question. Left side to right side.
Peter Woods could be better than Christian Wilkins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's even worse on the defensive end.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna tell the truth. Nobody like I want us to save more young men. More young men.
Oh.
But I really do want us to. There's a guy, Brandon, who I used to be in a group chat with. I never thought that he would be the voice of reason behind, because he's crazy. He's fucking insane. Played D tackle for the Steelers. Really, really good guy. Interesting political viewpoints, but those of a young man who's got money. He's Polynesian.
Oh wow.
Guy by the name of Brendan Fako. I think that's how you say his name. But I saw him in a group chat. It always makes me smile when I see his stuff, and I'm like, out of all the people, these people really only knew what he was really like. But he put out a tweet, and he's put out a couple tweets that have just been so introspective that it really throws you off. So he said, so former Chargers and Steelers D tackle Brendan Fako ripped the NFL for their fake posts. And I'm not just going to rip the NFL on this. This is people, us in general. And I want us to be honest with ourselves. We don't give a fuck. Like, even with me, a lot of y'all really don't give a fuck. Some of y'all do, but not everybody. And that's okay. You only have so many fucks you can really give. But the mental health thing for men is nowhere near what people want it to be. We're going to go out here. There was a young man here in Jacksonville, rapper, Lil Papa, I believe is his name. Supposed to be pretty big. I have no idea. Can't name you one Lil Papa song. Committed suicide in Atlanta. Shot himself in the head. Apparently that's what this young man did. But he said, but this is what Brendan says. I'm going to keep it a stack. I don't care. I'm retired. I'll say what I want. These NFL teams come out here and post these mental health awareness posts talking about they care about players. Don't be afraid to reach out, etc. All they care about is what you bring to the table when it's game day. Most players don't want to get help inside the building of an NFL organization because they know you'll be looked at differently. You go to a staff member, tell them you're struggling, watch how different they start treating you and looking at you. I've seen it firsthand. I'll start believing they care about player health when the owner, GM, and the head coach treat everyone on that roster the same, from the franchise quarterback to the janitor. Until then, don't tell me they care because they posted some hotline number when shit like this happens. After the birth of my son, That same night, my coach called me, and while I thought he was calling to congratulate me, he told me on the phone, "Remember what your day job is." I remember sitting in the hospital, mad and confused. It's not even the situation that comes to mind when I think about mental health awareness in the NFL. Ask any player that suffered from an injury and ask them how excluded they feel from the team. The only time a coach talks to you is when he's basically threatening your job. So you rush back knowing you're not 100%. I'll continue to speak for the players who feel they can't because of that toxic culture. And that's the honest, I'm be honest with you. Like the truth remains is I got people on social media right now on Facebook talking about we need to bring people together that were literally just at my throat about some dumb shit that didn't happen. But because they liked the person who said it, they took sides. But then something tragic happens, and the next thing they know, oh, this is why we got to talk. This is why we got to come together. No. We come together because it's the right thing to do. I personally get tired of seeing all of these different things, which is why I act the way I act. But most people don't give a fuck about your about your social meter, your social capacity, or your mental health because they only care about their own. And to be honest with you, I can at the point I am in my life, I can only ask people to do so much. And I can only be mad at people so much for not giving a fuck about what goes on in my world. Because it's hard to give a fuck about everything, But I don't like when people pretend to say, this is why I'm going to talk to my son. Man, that's reactive. Go talk to your kid now. Like, get the kid. One of the things I tell people, man, as my son progresses and I see that they're getting better, I'm going to get them a shrink. Not getting them no prayer. Not because the worst people to talk to are Christians. No offense to Christians. I'm just saying we're not trained. You're not trained. Like you're just gonna say sprinkle some God on it, and then you're gonna look at this, and I ain't got time to be wondering if a frog is gonna speak to me because it got possessed by the Holy Spirit. I need some real shit. I need conflict resolution. I need resiliency training. I need to know that the world is going to be okay because the world seems like it's decaying and getting crazier minute by minute. But the truth will remain. Most people don't care. You want them to care, but they don't care. And I can't get mad at you. I can't get mad. I guess you can't get mad at people for that. But yeah, that's wild. But yeah, so yeah, I'm sorry about that. That might seem callous. I'm not trying to be callous. I really do feel sad for this kid's family, but I just also really don't have the energy for everybody else's fake. Because what's going to happen is you're going to go right back to how you were before. Like and part of it, especially when I go back to what Brennan said, like a lot of the stuff, like I'm gonna go back and make jokes about guys not being very good. And you know what that probably does have an effect on? Their mental health.
Right.
But it's tough because part of it you can turn things on and off, but it's tough out there, man. It is tough, especially when you are a person that is used to winning and being successful.
Yeah. Oh, 1,000 ways with something like this. The true tragedy.
Yeah, he's young.
26 years old. So beyond his potential, if this is happening more and more younger, people with means, then it shows that we have a real problem. Imagine the people who are young and without me, what they're going.
Yeah. Which is again, it's why if you really care about it, let's be less reactive. Let's be more proactive. Let's really go out here and start. Like that's like one of the things, one of the most telling things, one of the thing that really shaped me this year, and when I should have known that this was going to be a hell of a year. So my income, not my income tax, my nonprofit status is cleared. But it's just how lazy the government is. Long story short, there's a guy who had a grant who blessed us last year. Still phenomenal guys, phenomenal men. But it just shows how, again, what I'm saying, like how people care, but they don't care. But he said we didn't show him enough with what we were doing, right? And he was like, we'll give, it was such a low number. I was just like, all right, man. He's like, but then he gave the examples of the people who he gave money to that he likes. He's like, we gave it to Crime Stoppers, Crime Stoppers. And then he gave an example of like what happened with Crime Stoppers. And I'm like, but I hung up the phone. And I'm just like, man. And I'm just sitting there. I'm in a meeting. I couldn't shake it. I was so mad. Not the fact that he wasn't giving the money. It had nothing to do with it. It had everything to do with he lessened with some of the things that we were doing to these guys are going to make millions in NIL anyway. Why should I help these guys? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, one, every kid doesn't get that opportunity. This might be it for them. We're mentoring them and showing them something. There is nothing more intensive in my mentorship than the 7-on-7 shit.
Well, that just goes to show you them as athletes
instead of people and kids, or potential clients. Right. You're a financial management firm. You're creating generational wealth. Right. Even if you are mentally unstable, is it better to cry in a mansion or in a hut? Like, again, it's so much more than what we're doing. We're teaching them how to be resilient, how to be pros. If people keep complaining about the way the athletes are, but yet nobody is going to try to meet the athletes where they're at. These kids are arrogant and pompous. All right, what did you do to go try to correct that attitude in that kid? Right. Or did you just go to the kid, ask him for an autograph, and he was tired and he said, no, I don't want to do it? These kids are struggling with what about the taxes? Did you provide something to be able to show these kids how to have a playbook on how to do taxes? Their social medias are there. Have you created a curriculum like what we did with MFTK to be able to help these kids learn how to use social media to the right way? Well, what about this? Did you create something for these kids to be able to, what did you do besides use your thumbs to be able to talk about something or give just a retweet of the tragedy? Did you do anything for the other things to be able to prevent these things? Like Brandon said, not just a fucking number, like something that they could tangibly hold and be able to do and make better. And and that's why I say I don't think people really care. Because if you care, it's just like, what about Chicago? Every time somebody, what about Chicago? What about it? Did you, like you say, like when a killing happened, did you go up to Chicago? Right. Have you, I can say it's 20 activists in Chicago trying to stop this shit from happening. Have you supported them? Have you raised the awareness? What about the shooting that happened like people would talk about the shooting that happened on the Northwest side, but won't talk about the shooting in the Lowe's parking lot right down the street from here. That just happened. Both happened on the same day. But again, I ain't finna go. They'll talk about these teen things, whatever, these teen meetups or whatever, these teen takeovers, but won't talk about the fact that we cut, like the previous, shout out to my dog, Lenny. I love Lenny still. And I don't know what Donna's done to replace it, but we won't talk about the fact that we cut programs for these kids to be able to have something constructive to do in the afternoons. You'll talk about the kids out of control, but we won't talk about who's raising these out of control ass kids.
The same thing when any donation, or if I'm gonna, tithe or anything with a church, You want to look for people who actually sacrifice. I don't believe in anything besides sacrificing. Like you say, your time, talent, or treasure. If you ain't spending no money, if you ain't putting in the time, you can't talk.
Like it's a church on the west side, Potter's House.
Right.
You can tell me whatever you want to tell me about that pastor. That pastor could be fucking midgets in the ass for all I care about. You want to know want to know what they have? They are the number one provider of jobs on the west side.
That's crazy.
They provide outlets. There's a bowling alley. There's all kinds of different things. There's a mall that they bought the mall that was attached to that pastor's church. That was right next to that pastor's church. And they also give away. They also have one of the biggest food distribution centers. So, like that's why I would joke. I say if I'm gonna be a pastor, if I'm gonna get one day, that's gonna be my next hustle. But the thing is, we're gonna do shit in the community.
Right.
Like I don't give a fuck what he does, who he votes for, whatever. I can see action. They also have other services. They have a bunch of other different things. I joke with people all the time. Some people don't like my friend Terrence Freeman. I love T. You know why I love T? T is the inspiration to the book bag drops. T does a lot of other different things in the community. T is a black Republican that goes to old folks' homes to go read to the black ladies. Meanwhile, they ain't never seen a Democratic politician. He goes and talks and chops it up with women that he knows will never vote for him for no other reason besides they're his constituents. And he feels the need to be able to show them the love and the respect because it doesn't matter. They're still his constituents.
Right.
I'm not here to preach, man, but I'm just here to say, like, at the end of the day gonna end. And you either gonna put your shit, you're either gonna put your foot forward or you're not. But again, it's also why I don't want to have a fucking funeral. Again, I don't want a bunch of people lying about how much they miss me after I'm dead that wouldn't piss on me if I was on fire. So, yeah. But yeah, that's, like I said, still sad. Going into the contract, Javonte Williams contract. Dallas is signing free agent to be Javonte Williams. They reached a 3-year contract that includes $16 million in guaranteed money.
Running backs are still earning. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, shit, that's $16 million guaranteed, man. Kudos to that. Get paid, young Negro. Get paid.
See what Kenneth Walker did for when nothing else was working during that.
That part. Hopefully, he parlays that into a good little payday. The Seattle Seahawks and the Philadelphia Eagles are the same franchise. NFC Bird, 2 Super Bowls, known for loud fans, great throwbacks, scored 40 points to be the future Hall of Fame quarterback in a Super Bowl. I know the Eagles did. The Seahawks beat on one of their first ones was against Peyton Manning.
Must have been. That's what I'm thinking. It must have been when Peyton was hurt.
Okay,
yeah. Broncos, but
yeah. Okay, I got you. That's fine. They beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Okay. They lost to the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Yep. Annoying division rival who brags about having more Super Bowls despite not winning one this century. And they got the 49ers on one side and the Cowboys on the other side.
The 49ers are cursed. They should have had a Super Bowl in the past 10 years. They're just a cursed franchise.
Yeah. Somebody put it in the chat, ETN to the Jags, Texans, or the Chiefs. I don't think the Jags sign him unless he gets us on a discount. I don't think the Texans, I don't know about the Texas cap space, but the Chiefs, him at the Chiefs would be very interesting.
Right.
That'd be real interesting. Yeah.
Frightening.
But got a little Black history fact here.
Hey.
The Eagles franchise has the most starts by an African American quarterback. The franchise has had 430 starts by Black QBs in their history. I did not know Vince Young was there. Yeah. But Rodney Peete, Michael Vick, Jalen Hurts, Randall Cunningham, and Donovan McNabb have all been starting quarterbacks for the Philadelphia Eagles. And those are some really, really good black quarterbacks. Really good ones. Donovan McNabb started a lot of them most of my life. Actually, I'm trying to think, do I know? Well, we know one of them, Carson Wentz. And then the other one that ended up coming here to the Jags for a little bit. That same year they won that Super Bowl.
Oh.
But yeah, Nick, Big Nick. Yeah. I mostly know of the black quarterbacks in my life. My grandmother loved Randall Cunningham. And that was some of the most influential years. And then when I was in high school, that's when they had Donovan McNabb. And I remember watching Donovan McNabb at Syracuse, man. Just, it was fun. And just
super dynamic.
You guys just really don't understand. Like, y'all don't love ball like that, man.
They didn't treat him very well. They didn't appreciate Donovan McNabb.
Well, Donovan was also kind of weird. When I watched when I read T.O.'s book, and it made me take T.O.'s side.
Well, I can see it between those two.
But it was morely because T.O. came in with the personality that everybody could vibe with. And T.O. has an incredible work ethic. So if you don't work to his level, he kind of looks down on you. And they're saying that Donovan McNabb was out of shape. And quarterbacks don't really move like that.
He had to, though.
Yeah, he moved a little bit. Him, Steve McNair, guys like that were fun to watch, man.
Yeah. Especially, I believe T.O. Nobody's going to question T.O.'s work ethic.
Nah, and it was just like he was wide open, and then he was showing proof and stats. Like, look at where I was for the first half of the year. Then everybody started saying it's my team and not his team. And then he's like, that motherfucker stopped throwing me the ball.
That was part of the game.
So as far as the tush push ban goes, no team has offered a proposal to ban the tush push, and there has been no recent discussions about changing the rule. So the tush push stays, and so the brotherly shove will not go anywhere. So that's funny. To add fuel to the to add fuel to the people who are mad that that Shadur Sanders didn't get picked higher and he should have been the first overall pick. And they like to look to how he acted at the combine. And now the blacks are going to say, look at how they're treating the Cuban. Projected number 1 overall pick, which has just showed you how shitty the draft is and why Shadur probably should have stayed one more year. Projected number 1 overall pick, Fernando Mendoza, will not throw at the combine this week per source. He will throw at Indiana's Pro Day on April 1st when the school has multiple pass catchers that Mendoza wants to help showcase. Well, one, everybody's just like, well, what about Shadur? Watch how they don't treat him like Shadur. The first comment under there. You could, but but this is what he announced at the Super Bowl, I believe. Hold on.
I want to throw a pro day with my guys, with my running backs, and be there with the boys. The combine, I don't think throwing is going to be a priority just because it's such a quick turnaround.
So he put that he announced it on I believe that was a Pat McAfee show that he wasn't going to throw. And he wants to throw with his people, I guess. But let's go ahead and watch them treat Mendoza like a king for skipping, but clown Shadur for the same energy. Colorado versus Indiana, privilege check, team fair or double standards. Fernando skipping the throws at the Bakame may limit. Well, no, hold on. I think it's a smart move. I think also it's a shitty draft. And on top of that, we're not talking about any of these quarterbacks being guys. Cam Ward at least was sexy. Was a sexy guy last year. So there was more competition. But bigger than that, I like to say, is that he won a fucking national championship. Exactly. Shadur didn't win shit. Like, how dare we? Like, we're not comparing apples to apples here. You know who also didn't work out and was the number 1 overall pick? The petite pretty princess in Carolina. But we know he's the number 1 overall pick.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
We know he ate himself to make sure when he got on that scale, he was 200 pounds. And then he declined to weigh in at his pro day once he lost all that weight. I think we make too much. Every year is a different year. And that's what people have to realize. People forget that we had a guy who looks like he's a blackface character that didn't work out at the combine, didn't even come to the combine. And we don't know if he's any good though, but we know he was good in college.
He's gotta be. I just blame
It's probably the Cardinals. But shout out to the NFL for doing what college needs to do and what you guys got to stop bitching and understand that this is like Thanos. It's inevitable. Monetize every aspect of the football experience. So here, how many the combine is now? On-field workouts is in 3 days. In 2 weeks, NFL free agency. 34 days, the NFL annual meetings. You know what's going to be in front of all of these things? A fucking camera. 59 days, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, NFL draft. 79 days, the schedule release. 140 days, training camp. So that's like what? That's 3.5 months right there. Quarter and a just little over a quarter. Preseason 164 days. And the NFL regular season is less than 200 days away. We have football right around the corner from us. We don't have to be away from it for long. It never goes away. That's why we love it. And that's why we will always cherish it. Okay. This kind of looked like something that you was just doing, Miles. The cheese crusted Flying Dutchman. They got a burger. It's Big Games B.S. or bussin'. It's basically the In and Out. Like I've seen them do this with In and Out. They have like the bread. It's not because I guess since it's grilled, so they do a double patty. A double patty or is it one patty?
I'm gonna run it back real quick.
Yeah. All right. So it looks like that bottom got a little. So there's 4 of those, right? Okay. Okay. So it's two onions.
Okay.
2 onions. 4 onion slices.
A lot of onion.
That's a lot of onion. Yeah. So I mean, they're sauteing them, so kind of in the steam makes it a little softer. When do we start smashing all the burgers now to make it look like it's more? Okay, so hold on, pause real quick. So is this so right here, is that 2 onions?
I think so, and some cheese.
Is that cheese? That's the white cheese?
I believe so.
Okay. And then I don't need that sauce. I don't like that, but so there's only 1 onion. That's not 2 onions right there. That's just 1.
Oh, it's just that's the one. I don't know.
Yeah. You got to definitely watch who you talk to or how you talk to. Yeah, like you could. I'm gonna be honest with you. You can throw me one of those slices, onion.
Yeah, right.
But I need it between the two patties. And just give me some potato bread.
Yeah.
Or some good bread. Oh man, you know, what was I wasn't with you. When did I see it? I know I saw it with some people, dog. Bro, oh no, it's the dude who does the voices like he's the old black man. And he was like, I've been out Negroed. And I vowed to never get out Negroed again. And so what I mean by that is they took old white girl took cornbread and I got a good healthy piece of cornbread and she split it. And then she put the lettuce, the beefsteak tomato, the onion, like a little some lunch meat on it, and some mayo on the cornbread. And the cornbread was the bread. I have never in all my Negro-dom. I've eaten cornbread. I love cornbread. I've used cornbread as a dipper, like as an accent. I've never used cornbread as the bread though.
Yeah, I think she might have hit on something.
Like imagine you just Thanksgiving, bro. You got you a good fresh slice of fried turkey breast. Or even if you can go a thigh because you need something juicy when you have cornbread. You don't want the cornbread. If the cornbread's dry, it's gonna mess up your. You got to make sure you got something there to give you moisture. But you put that bad boy on there, and then you take one of these onions, and then you put that on there. But I don't know if I want to bite into that. Like I don't care how much cheese and sauce you put on there. That's still an onion.
Just give me bread, bro. Give me bread. That is a lot of. That's kind of make my stomach. It's too much.
It's too much. I bit into that, and then like sometimes when you do onions and peppers, and you bite it, it's too much. It kind of goes up the little hole in your mouth that goes to the nose, that's connected to your nose, and like I feel that like in my left eye, it always ventures to my left eye. It's like my left eye is tearing up right now. It did make me hungry. Them patties look fire though.
Yeah, I mean, all she got to do is put it on bread. And I'm happy.
Yeah, it's just too much onion.
You love onion. So.
Yeah, boy, you just cannot. This is not date food.
I know. Oh. Terrible.
Yeah, so all right, let's check out the we got the Winter Olympics. Don't know if y'all paying attention, but Norway's whipping everybody's ass.
We won wearing that.
We won hockey. We won the track and field of the Winter Olympics.
Right.
Like nobody cares. And then you know what's winning is it caused the uproar. And the reason why it causes the uproar, and I want people to understand. So my guys my bloods, right? You know why they fuck with y'all, right? Because we're hypocrites. You got Cash Patel out there partying like he a frat boy.
Yeah.
Which I have no problem with, by the way. The issue comes in, Cash Patel was very critical of his predecessor,
right,
taking trips on taxpayers' dime when there's stuff to be done. Like there's like pedophiles to arrest back here. Like we need you to do your job.
It's the hypocrisy.
That's the real thing.
Senator or president or vice president, that actually like sports. My problem is I don't think Mary was like Patel might like hockey. He's been saying it for a while.
I don't think you have to like hockey to appreciate Olympic hockey if you like sport, right?
That's a good point.
So I'm not a big hockey fan. I love watching hockey live though.
Right. It's fire.
Like, so it is crazy. The 3 18-minute periods, the fighting before it starts. Like, I love all of that shit.
I could watch a goalie all day. They're so freaking
athletic. Like, I could watch it. But if you just told me right now, hey, man, NHL's on, let's go watch the Bruins. I'm like, not at home. But if you told me, let's go watch the Bruins where they play at.
Oh, I lied.
Oh, yeah. I'm coming there, dog. I'm let's vibe. That's I want to go watch the Iceman here in Jacksonville.
I mean, Florida's a hockey state now. We done between the Tampa Bay and the Panthers.
Like I've gone to numerous Lightning games in my day.
You can get a picture of Lord Stanley down here quite often.
But like that's the biggest thing is just making sure, like just don't be like the crazy thing is if you just live your life and be normal and just like have the normal. Uh-oh. Breaking news.
Right.
So we're learning that Jacoby Lane's items were actually taken by freshman offensive lineman Isan Tafa. Tafa is an early enrollee who gave the items to the kid Jacoby accused of stealing.
Dang, bro, you got to make sure you write on that one before you.
So it was his teammate that stole that shit from him.
But now this kid it's too late. That kid's probably getting the crazy.
Yeah.
Social media messages. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be right on that.
Yeah, you just, you try to put the squeeze the toothpaste back in, man.
Poor kid done got beat up already.
Yeah, kid is getting roughed up. You know where USC is, right?
USC, California?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm saying you know where it is in California.
Oh no, I don't.
It's in LA.
Really?
It's in like right around the corner from the projects.
Why do they keep putting the crazy colleges in the hood? Like I
That
never
motherfucker is in the hood, dog. Like
Same with Rutgers. Boston College is not even Boston.
Florida State is around the corner from the hood. FAMU is in that bitch.
I mean, Tallahassee is so small. Everything is there. Everything. No, you're right. Hockey is cold for bros. Florida went to AZ hockey game. Bought $30 worth of cocoa back. They had AZ on.
But
yeah, my first hockey game, my dumbass didn't think it would be cold. I didn't think of that. It is freezing.
But yeah, that's wild. But shoot, outside of that, so show is an hour and 11 with nothing added to it. But short, quick show Monday. We'll get more stuff going on Wednesday, man. Appreciate everybody for coming in, chopping it up with me. We will see you guys on Wednesday AM. Thank you.